got it.
Cheers to
Salud.
This Is Life.
You can listen to Jess's intro.
Listen, yeah.
You know, we want to help people helping people. We are all here together. Why not be successful? Why not help each other? Why not be something? And there doesn't have to be so much picking and hating and judging. And this is a free judge zone. I don't judge anybody, and you always welcome in here. So let's...
I judge people all the time.
Well, you know what, dude? Cheers to good friends, great energy, and a live chat room in this podcast. Hey, yo, this is life. Thank you, everyone. Newcomers, oldcomers, friends, family. We love you all. Shout the fuck out. If you're afraid to talk to me or if I am too aggressive for you, go fuck yourself. But if you're not and you're interested in talking, you know, please pick up the phone, holler at me. My own experiences, I left at 16. I moved out when I was 16 years old, people. I had 3 jobs, my own apartment, and I had a baby, and I had things to deal with. My husband will tell you, I am a fighter, I am a strong person, and I am Jess. There's nothing less, and he is Rocky, and he never gives me anything less, and that's what's so important, you know. I am so damn blessed to have you as my partner in crime.
Always, baby.
We don't need friends, you know why?
Because
we have each other. Cheers on that.
Cheers on
Salud.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're bugging. Well, I guess.
Can't even take that. And we're here. It's Tuesday. Can you pop that button for me? That gets rid of the echo, you know.
Yeah.
Here you go.
You don't hear it at all.
I know. I don't want to hear it, but it's not on our
It's
thing.
only for when the call is, yeah.
Perfect. So, guys, we have a great show tonight. We have a good friend here, Matt, my husband's good friend, and I consider to be some type of friend.
That's right.
If he wasn't bald,
I'm going to go grab something quick.
Just kidding.
That's fucked up, but
I'm kidding. We got a lot of great things I want to talk about tonight. Rocky needs to be excused. I mean, the man needs a break. He knows a workhorse. He's constantly on these podcasts, rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
We have a lot of great topics. I want to talk about some things I saw in the Port Jeff Library. I don't know if Rocky spoke to you about it. I don't want to get too deep till he comes back, but we had seen some toddler reading. We have some things to talk about when it comes to a Ken doll. But I'm going to start off with something I was interested in. So I don't know if anybody ever heard of this story. It was from a while ago. I'm going to pull it up. It's about a set of triplets, okay? And let me pull up the year because I'm not positive, and I want
Male or female?
All 3 boys, okay?
Okay.
These 3 boys were put up for adoption in September of 1980, okay? Now, when they were born, okay, their parents gave them up, and the doctors, okay, that were looking to make an experiment, they took the 3 children and they put them into 3 different households with 3 different incomes and 3 different lifestyles. So the one kid went to a very rich and wealthy family, one kid went to a middle class, and one kid went to a very poor family. Mm-hmm. And they didn't tell them this at all. Yet they had them coming in for doctor's appointments. They knew this. They were keeping track on could the same person in different lives.
I didn't know it was an experiment.
It was an experiment. And now it gets even crazier. So this is their experiment. They don't tell the kids. They don't tell the adoptive parents either. They end up, one of the brothers ends up going to a college the other brother went to the semester before, and kids were calling him by the other name. And he was like, I don't know who that is. That's not me. And they're like, are you kidding me? Weren't you here last semester? They end up seeing each other, okay? Now they're like, holy shit, there's 2 of us. That's not even it. Now they start investigating and finding out, how did this happen? Why didn't we know? The parents got involved. The 3rd one comes out because they see it in the newspaper. He's like, hey, you look like me.
That's so fucked up.
Now they all get together. This gets even worse, okay? They all get together, and they're like, we're going to do this. They moved to New York City, and they opened, I believe, a restaurant together, okay? Because it was like the 3 brothers. Everything was going to be great. They started making a lot of money. One of the brothers got very bad into drugs and overdosed. Mm-hmm. One of the both the other brothers lost the business. One went bankrupt, and then the other one they were on, I believe, the Maury show.
Okay.
This was like a big
Lori's the
thing.
best.
They wanted to go after, of course, the people, and then the nurses didn't know that the doctor didn't inform the parents. Like, it was a big, messed up. How do you do that to somebody? How do you separate them from a
That's
twin?
fucked up. Like that it was a premeditated plan is
Yes,
fucked up.
it was.
Like that is crazy to me.
The whole facility, everybody was in on it.
They were in
Yeah.
on it, but some of them swore they were like, we were just doing our job. We were just doing what we were
Those
told to
people,
do.
I believe, are innocent because maybe they weren't filled in on everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe to them, maybe it was just we only separate them before the process. You know what I mean? And that's all they knew.
Right.
Hey,
Absolutely.
listen, the Nazis claimed they were just following orders, you know what I'm saying?
But it wasn't the 80s.
They're not killing these kids.
No,
or
it
nothing.
wasn't the 80s, and I mean, I guess it was just an experiment. They wanted to see if identical people
The 80s
with
was a fucked up time.
the same genes, like the same person, could they be the same person in 3 different atmospheres? And they couldn't. They all had their struggles in each situation. You know, the parents are fucking mad. I mean, how do you not tell me my
Now,
son has a twin?
Hold on. You know how there's that twin feeling where, one twin feels something and the other does? So do you think if the one twin was always feeling shitty, that the other two, through whatever that twin
Probably.
magic is, were feeling... Because you ever hear that story where, like, they take the rabbit away and the mother, like, knows the instinct? You know what I'm saying? They say twins have that same type of
You can feel
connection.
it when you're upset or whatever. I'm going to post the
So
story on
I'm
my
wondering if there was any twin magic where, because this one was living a shitty life, it affected the other two through that twin shit that they have.
It probably did. It probably did.
You know, would you feel like robbed?
Oh, absolutely.
But you know what?
I'd be
They
mad
didn't
at
need
everybody.
They didn't
Everybody.
need to do something like that to find out if they would be different people. I feel like they would always
them
have
all in
that
the
twin
same.
connection. But if you put 3 different people in 3 different homes and 3 different income
But they put
levels
them
and
in
all that,
3
you know
different... That's
they're
what I'm
gonna be
saying.
different.
Of course they
You know
are.
they're gonna be different.
Yeah, but if you put them in the same environment, then let's see what happens. But the fact that they put them in 3 different doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they were on Phil Donahue. They were on Phil Donahue together, and they wrote this article in 2018. That's how.
Yeah, no, this story really just came to light recently. That's
Yeah.
why I know of it.
Yeah,
I
the
didn't
poor
know any of
brother
the
now, one of their
details. I
brothers
saw the
are dead.
headline. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
documentary on Netflix.
Okay, I didn't see it. I want to see
Yeah,
it.
we'll
I
watch
think-
it after this.
I think I want to see it. I saw this story, and actually Marie, one of my clients, one of my very favorite clients, she was telling me about it, and I was like, wow, that's a great topic to talk about, because there is always that cloning conversation. Is there other people out there? What do they do with our DNA when they check us in our blood and all that
We were
stuff?
talking about the what is it?
Ancestry.com.
Ancestry. You give them your DNA,
Yeah.
and then what do they do with it after the fact? There might be a little mat running
You have
around.
to assume it goes into the same system that everybody's in. You know
Right,
what I mean?
and they do.
Yeah,
they create
but there's a
more
lot of
people.
DNA on a
Yes.
strand of hair or a
God.
swab of spit, so they can use and stretch it everywhere.
Right, and I think about that often. I'm like, they're taking my blood for what? You can't prick me and say this is what's going on. They take vials of your
Sometimes
blood.
they'll take a couple.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
you need that much?
When I had
Really?
surgery, when I had the tumor in June, they took so much blood from me. I'm looking at them going, what are you doing? They're like, it's really crazy. You're very healthy. We don't know how you got this. I'm like, so am I a science project? They
You got
were like
extra
taking
blood, so we're
They
gonna
were
take
taking,
some.
we're taking
Yeah.
some of your extra super cytogenic
Yeah.
blood. What
Spermocin.
did the doctor tell me? He said, you should play lotto because you're 1 out of 200,000. I'm like, this isn't fucking lucky.
Yeah.
I'm not lucky.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. So yeah, anyway, back on that. So I wanted to know everybody's opinion, who was in the room, how everybody's feeling. What would you do with that situation? I think that I would legally take action against everybody involved. That you took my life from me. Like, I could have had brothers. I could have had...
But what's the legal action taken? You know what I mean? Like,
the
It'd be a
problem
tough
is...
thing. It'd be a tough thing.
especially because you're the only 3 in the history that have had this case.
Right, but you know what the problem is also? When someone signs away their child for adoption, they sign away all their rights. Now the rights go into the agency in the state. So whatever they wanted to do with those kids, they
could've
could.
done it, yeah.
They could. And I think that is so disgusting to have that right.
Yeah.
Like you were talking to me about last week. We were talking about the abortions at 9 months old. Like I just feel like they're right. They're really getting into the whole, you're taking away certain things. And I don't think that it should be like that. I just feel like it's, I was going to say, like, this is fucked up, and I tried to curve myself, because Matt is sitting here, and he's a good guy.
Yeah, please don't curse.
He
Well,
doesn't curse.
Please don't curse.
We could get into this real quick because I know you like to get into this stuff since Matt is here. He's a single gentleman in today's society.
I love that.
How does one fare in today's society of swipe left, swipe right?
Oh, it's horrifying. Horrifying.
I can't imagine
there's articles out there on pickup lines for Tinder and whatever, Bumble.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So if you're not a line guy like me, it just seems like the height of stupidity reading these things.
Right.
And then when you actually try a few of them,
Did you meet any girls off there?
I met a few.
And was it like AOL? They weren't like they looked in the picture.
How many times does that happen?
Sometimes
what was the worst
using
one?
a picture from a couple of years ago.
What was the worst? Did you ever have a "Are you fucking kidding me" one?
When they put up pictures, look, I'm not trying to be mean.
No, this is not mean because they do it to themselves.
This is real.
When you put up a picture of, no pictures of your body, just pictures of your face.
Yeah.
Right.
You should know that's a sign, by the way.
That's a sign. But I give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
No, never with that.
I
Never
give
trust
everyone
that.
the benefit of the
Never
doubt. I don't
trust
care,
the face.
Because I can take the consequences. But you know what's coming.
You mean take it?
And you don't want it to
You
come.
mean take it?
Yeah, I can take it.
Really? You'll bang a fatty at this point?
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Why does it have to be that word, a fatty?
I'm sorry.
Somebody overweight. You know,
all right. Someone overweight.
Listen, my thing is, among other things, that I obviously want to be attracted to the person. So when they post a picture of their face and nothing, and you give them a chance and all that stuff, and it ends up being not what they represented themselves.
Well, they
as.
did represent themselves
They
perfectly.
misrepresented themselves.
It's your fault that you go, it's only face-up shots. She's probably got something going on downstairs.
It's deceiving.
No, never. Matt,
you have every right to walk out.
1,000 out of 1,000 times, if the girl only has close face-up shots, her body, she's ashamed of her body in some way.
Which, let me tell you something.
But not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because,
In a girl's point of view, too, I would have to say maybe they think, well, if they see my body, they won't accept me and da-da-da-da-da. So I understand that point of view as well, but now it's also kind of deceptive.
Yes, you're not actually putting out there who you are.
No matter what, online dating, I feel there's a level of deception to it.
There is.
How many girls have you had with the makeup, fucking clown makeup? You ever see any of them?
I didn't get any clown makeup. I
No?
gotta tell you, the body and using a picture from clearly like a decade
10 years
ago.
ago,
You changed.
when you were at the club.
And you
I mean, like that's like me putting up
Yeah.
a picture when I had hair, and this guy showing.
Oh, no,
up.
Matt,
That's
Matt
misleading.
is a dog licking my face type of motherfucker.
Hey, listen,
He
somebody told me
is.
to put up a picture of a fucking dog, all right? That dog got me a few more, all right?
Yeah,
Just saying.
absolutely, I agree there.
Dogs work, all right? Listen,
Yeah.
I'm
Dogs
trying to...
work on
Dogs
internet
absolutely
dating.
work.
I'm
Chicks love
relearning
dogs.
how to deal with
And it's a
your
great
species,
opener.
all right?
It's
I'm not
great,
different
it's a slow learning
it's a great
process.
opener, and now you own one, which is even better because once the spring and summertime comes, hey, I'm walking my
Yeah.
dog.
The
Here comes some
beach,
chick.
walking the
Hey,
boardwalk.
with the dog.
No, but true story, and I watch a lot of
Seriously,
that.
yeah,
We
yeah,
watch a lot of that. Sometimes when we see like a really good one, we'll watch the what is that with Nev? Not punked.
Catfish.
Catfish. And I look at these people and I go, okay. So you start a conversation and you say, I am 5'10", I have thin this, I look like this. But then when you meet someone, that's not who you are. So what, or is it you're never going to meet them? Because what are you going to do when you stand in front of somebody, and I have had that moment where, I think it was AOL dial-up time, I went to go meet somebody, and we pulled in the gas station, I'm not kidding, and it was like this, I pulled up next to the car, I used to have dope cars, because I was single, so I'd pull up next to their car, I looked in, and I was like, no, and I just kept driving. You don't even look like the dude that was in the picture.
I don't understand
I
that at all.
won't do that. Like, that's just making yourself look stupid. I don't know. And there's some people that do that to swindle money. We pulled out that chick 2 weeks ago that was telling people she had cancer, and they were donating money to her. But then we found another profile of hers that she was like decked. She didn't look at all sick.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
that girl's hustling every single one of you people.
Yeah.
There are people who do that, and I think that it's
They play on people's weaknesses, and on the internet, it's so easy.
It is.
Because all the rubes and marks are on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you just got to throw out sympathy card. Sympathy card works fucking wonders. My mom's dying. I'm sick. My
Yeah.
cousin just got killed. We need money for this. People do that shit all the time, and I guarantee maybe half of it is fake.
Have you ever lied about anything on, like, the internet?
Listen, like I said to you before, we were talking about height and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, on my license it says 5'11".
He put 6 foot.
I put 6 foot.
Okay.
Because that number makes a difference to you people.
Yeah, for
Does
some
it?
reason.
For some
No, for
fucking
some it
reason.
does.
My
For some it
husband's
does.
5'9", 5'10"?
No,
but
5'8",
5'8",
5'7".
okay.
But
5'7".
what
Fine.
I'm saying
I'm
is like
5'2".
I
5'8".
get the whole level of trust to it. Like there was one girl where you got to start a conversation and through text and everything, and I started off with like, what do I got to do to take you to dinner or something like that, and it was not until I'm extremely comfortable and until I really get to know you. How do you get to know someone through a text message?
Right.
Yeah.
You can't take emotion from a text message.
Tell
How
us
do
the
you get
one
to know
story
someone?
that happened. Remember that one that was weird? You told me about with the she just fucking deaded you real quick.
Well, there were two girls with kids.
Oh, this is perfect.
two
Actually,
girls with
yeah.
kids.
Let's see your point of view on this because there's been varied.
Right. So and it was I met two different girls with kids at different times, but both of them ended up saying the exact same line to me pretty quickly in the conversation. My kids are my life.
Right.
And when the first one said that to me, I said, "What are their names?" And she told me, I'm not going to say the kid's name.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Wait, did you just write? What are their names?
We were having an actual conversation back and forth.
Yes, I get that.
None of this day later shit.
But the line itself just had what are their names?
No, I don't remember. And if I look back, I could tell you. But it was probably something like, my kids are my life. Oh, that's great. What are their names?
Okay,
Right.
there was an
right.
that's great
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And so the first one told me their names. I, made a joke about one and told the other one was beautiful, and the conversation went on. Different girl, same exact statement. My kids are my life. Said the same exact thing. That's great. What are their names? That was the end of the conversation.
Dead
Never
on.
heard from her again.
Dead
And when I
on.
brought it up to a couple of my male friends, I brought it up in front of my male friend's wife, and her reaction was, "Oh God, no, Matt, no, never, ever ask a woman about her kids. That's way too invasive and creepy, and with all the psychos on the internet." And I'm sorry, you told me that they were your life. I asked what their names were, not.
It's not like you said what size your daughter wear.
Right,
But
what are their
it's not
social
like-
security numbers?
Right, no,
Yeah, it's
that's
not like
no,
he was
that's
like,
not.
"Do you have kids? What are their names?"
Yeah,
No,
where
right.
are they right now?
It was in a conversation where then she invited the kid talk.
The conversations are insane on these dating apps because if you're trying to
gotta
actually
think-
have a conversation,
Matt, babe, earmuff.
Emma.
Girls are crazy.
hey, breaking
Oh.
fucking
Yeah,
news.
I don't know if you heard, bro, but they are fucking
If you haven't seen
crazy.
the hot crazy Matrix that guy made, that internet video, it is probably.
I
the
bet
most
you
accurate.
gay male on male websites work like fucking like a Tesla factory. You know what I mean? Like everything's just perfect and just everyone's happy and blissful because it's just a bunch of guys going, "Yeah, you want to fuck? Yeah, of course I want to fuck. All right, let's fuck."
Fucking A.
You know what I mean? And then they hit it off and they're like, "Hey, I like blowing you. You like blowing me. We should hang out more."
You want to go get something to eat? What do you want to
Yeah.
eat? This place. Sounds good. Let's go there.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's probably just so
Crazy-
fucking
crazy world.
melodic and like heavenly.
Yes.
No traffic jams,
I feel like,
fucking
I don't know, I was a kid back then where I would be on AOL and we had the dial-up. Sometimes I would chat and be in those chat rooms and I would be like, yeah, whatever, I'll fucking meet up. Because I was crazy. I was stupid. And 99.9% of the time, it was like 15 minutes. I was like, I gotta go. Like, you would meet out because I always did public. It was a 7-Eleven or here. And then I would pull up, be like, yeah, I'd smoke a cigarette or we'd smoke a blunt. And then I'd be like, I really gotta go. I'm sorry. My phone would go. It was always awkward. You never could do, I couldn't be like, hey, you want to come over? Like, it just is. And now that's all kids do because they don't know how to fucking socialize face to face, and have conversations. So it's weird. It's just, I don't know. And I feel for a lot of the older people. Some of my family was on dating sites, and it's really difficult when you're older and you're looking for someone. But there is not really much out there unless you're going to our era.
Yeah.
Our age group,
and the thought of going to like a bar or like because you can't go to a club now.
No,
You know
there's
what I
no
mean?
clubs anyway.
So now you got to go to a bar or a lounge or So the club thing was like your feeding ground. I'd go to the club and be like, all right, where are they? Where are we looking at? Let's find one. Work that out and. Let's make that happen. That was pretty. But that's how guys think. You walk in the club and you go, all right, let's get a drink. First, as always, let's hit the bar, get a drink. You get your drink, and every guy does this after they get their drink. Ready?
They turn around. Is that exactly
Let's go this way.
That face exactly?
Pretty much.
'Cause that was pretty bad.
And we could look at each other and just be like,
Yeah.
I get it.
But,
we had that too. We walked in, all right, let's get a drink.
of course you guys had that.
Went to the
too.
bathroom quick, check
Yeah.
things out.
There's
But
the routine. There's
I was
the
never
routine.
down here
now,
with the club,
but
though.
are girls now doing what we're doing? Going, all right, where is he? Let me.
Well, we would scope out. But I was never down here for the club. I was always working. So I never went to the club unless It was like Missy's birthday party, and we had a huge thing at like you know, the Venetian or whatever.
Yeah, the Venetian.
Whatever it was,
Yeah.
that big club, Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
You know, we'd be
The
out there, and we'd have like the
Venetians in, Vegas,
VIP.
right?
Yeah.
I would do VIP sections, but I never walked into a club on a line ever. Long Island, I
Me
locked
neither.
all the clubs
If I had
down.
to wait online, I wasn't
They knew
going.
who I was. They knew who my dad was. It was all the way from 56 Fight to Crazy Donkey, Ice, Siberia. I danced at all of them, and then CPIs, Brazil. I was all over. But you know. Anyway, yes, so it's different out in the dating scene. It's different now for kids to do things.
You know what I hated?
What?
I would be in the club and I'm sitting with my friends and there would always be like this weird girl that I would see in my corner. You know?
She's like lingering.
But no, she'd be locked in on me like.
She's like the number 6 or 7.
And I would look, I'd be like, yo, you guys see this? Look at this. What the fuck is going on over here? There was this one girl, she showed up. Remember I told you I thought she was at that friend's wedding that time?
Yes, yes.
This girl, I swear to God, every fucking club, no matter where
Like
it
a
was.
Paulie D stalker.
She was there. She was fucking there, and I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? And the whole night she'd just be standing there, like, looking at me. Like, not a horrible looking girl, you know, but like, I'm not interested, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she would show
Even though she was
up.
too interested, that's why he wasn't interested.
That
if
was
she would have
absolute-
fucking blew him off, he would have been like, hey.
No, you know what it is?
That's
I've
the way
had a
it
few
goes.
drinks in me. Yeah, you never know. But, but, you know, I would look at her and be like, you're fucking weird. I don't like that you stare at me like that. I will never
You're
speak to you.
fucking weird.
You know,
Please don't
because
look
now
at
you're
me.
fucking creeping me out. That's not what girls do. That's shit men do. Like, men will do it, but like with a sexy look. Be like, hey, sweetheart,
just
what are you
got
doing?
kicked out?
Sexy creeping out.
You know?
Someone just got kicked out.
Atari 2600 Gaming, timed out.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
But, yeah, you know, the women can't do that. Like, I don't think they possess that power to, like, be seductive, like, first.
Creepy seductive.
Yeah.
Guys always come over first, and I was always that one that would just look like, I know you didn't just try with me. Like, I just would look at them, and they would go somewhere else. Or they would go talk to Misty.
Because if you're like, but if you're like not a 9 or 10 and you walk up to me like that, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, get the fuck out
I
of
was
here.
never the looks.
Like-
It was never the looks. It was the same line with the sweat that I'd smell, and he'd come up behind me, and I'm like,
Oh, the dancer
"Ugh,"
guy.
Like, get the fuck away.
You know that
How
guy?
many 20 girls you just sweat on? You gonna try to hump on my butt? Get the fuck off me.
I would always look at that guy and go, you are fucking covered in sweat. Now you think you're gonna walk around picking up chicks?
Yeah.
I go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But you know what? He'll get one. That's the bottom line. He'll get one.
Yeah, they
He'll
might
get
be
one.
that
Not
one lingering
usually.
at 4 a.m. Maybe the one that stays till
Maybe,
4. I
but
was always out by
yeah.
2, 2:30.
Depending on what he looks like. If he's dancing like that, sweating balls,
Dude,
he's gonna leave it one.
We went to a club one night out in, what is that, Long Beach out here?
Yeah.
Long Beach, right?
Yeah.
We went to some club out there. They had a fucking half-court basketball set up. My boy's playing basketball all fucking night. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
You're at the club.
I'm like, you're at the club. He comes out, he's like, fucking drenched. Like, he just fucking played 6 games of ball. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Nice.
what is wrong with you? I'm like, we're here for like another 3 hours. You know that, right? I'm like,
Sweaty
that's fucking the
motherfucker.
bad move on your end. But
Basketball court in a club.
yeah. Dance guy, though, is the same thing. It's
Dance
like
guy.
you dance for an hour straight, and then you fucking drench for the rest
And
of the
try
night.
to but I just didn't like the space because they'd come up and be like, and I'm like, are you breathing on
See
me,
me?
bro?
I'm smooth. I do this, and then she'll dance there, and I just stand there. And I don't have to do nothing. I don't get
Well,
sweaty.
that's because you don't
know.
dance.
Yeah, the dogs don't
But
dance. We know that.
Thugs don't dance. No, but even with us, and every time we go out, he
It's
kind of
true.
just
Thugs don't
stands
dance,
and,
you know? Come on.
you know.
He's
But,
just standing there watching.
but the true story is, like, any girl wants the guy who don't come over, and any guy wants the girl who don't come over. Like, you want the one that doesn't want you when you're out. And if you're
See,
out,
guys don't want the one that doesn't want
they
them.
don't look the same.
We just don't want the
when
one
you
that
wake up.
we just don't want the one that firmly wants us. Like
Right.
if you're like aggressive about it, I'm always like, now I don't
Why are
need
you
to have
so
any
aggressive?
interest.
This
Yeah.
all this game shit. This is all the stuff like you said. Kids before.
It is
I
game.
mean, I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in my 30s now. I'm not. Looking
Oh
for
yeah,
this
no,
shit,
and
you
it's
know?
all, and now the game's only getting
Real
better and
love.
harder. Like the game, as you
It's
get
a different
older,
game.
gets more and fucked
a
up because now
different
you're
game.
dealing with women with children, women in divorces that have children with other men. You know what I mean?
And
You're
mad
now
luggage.
entering a
No,
fucked up
what I'm
world.
saying
Mad
is that-
luggage.
Mad luggage.
Mad luggage.
But luggage is one thing. It's the girls who I guess like between maybe 25 to 35 who are in between that phase of saying that they don't want games and they don't want
But
drama.
they
They're
play
all
them.
lying.
But it's a
They're all
fucking
lying.
lie.
They
It's
love
a
the
fucking lie.
game, Matt. They love the game. They play the game till you die.
There's something about
But-
it that they're attracted to. Drama.
But again, like, Cheap still plays the game somewhat, but not as much as a girl aggressively normally does.
This is a totally different game. This is a totally
No.
different game that you two are playing.
No, because even married people still play that same game.
But it's different.
We've toned it down big time, where it's just like we are what we are, and we accept that fully. Because most people don't accept who they're with, no matter what. Like, I don't like this thing, you know what I mean? And they can't get past it, so now they try to change that thing, and that's where the game keeps intertwining, and it's fucked up.
I don't ever try to change you.
No, never, and I do the same.
I think that's because I'm just accustomed to you, but I'm a dick too, so.
Yeah. But of course, there's things that I do that I'm sure she's like, I fucking hate when he does that.
I walk out the room and I'm like, oh, like you ever get that moment like, I just want to fucking headlock and just like start to.
Two people can't be around each other all the time without getting on each other.
For the amount of time we're around each other, though, we almost never fight.
But when we do, it's big. Like, we'll have like every 6 months to 8 months, we have a blowout.
It's gigantic.
Where we're like, ah!
I lost my voice last time.
Yeah, a few hours later, sometimes in the morning, it's completely over. I do not bring up things from 5 years ago. We don't talk about yesterday, and we won't even talk about last night because it ruins things. We did it.
But we always end it that night also.
We move on.
Like, we talk about it that night, get it out, and then the next day is the next day.
I'm a talker, I'm a nagger, and he's like, give me a minute. And I'm like, no, talk about it now. And he's like, give me a minute. And I'm like, I want to talk about it now! That's what our problem is.
And then Bruce Banner becomes the Hulk.
Oh, my God.
Listen, I've known you guys for a while, and I mean, I know your relationship, and you guys have a good relationship. I know plenty of people married and single, and you know.
There's a lot of respect here.
And you know what? I'll say this just to point at my man here for a minute. Every guy I've ever met that has been married, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say 99.9% has always at some point said to me, "Don't do it."
Don't do it.
I don't think he's ever said that to me.
I don't say it because I always end it with this. But you have to have the right one, and you have to there has to be complete fucking compromise. You have to be willing to bend on pretty much anything and everything if you want to be with someone you love. And I mean, to an extent, you know what I mean? Like, there's crazy shit. Like, you gotta fucking change your hair color completely and pierce your... No, fuck you.
No.
But, you know, like, stupid things,
reason,
there has to be... And number one, and we say this every fucking time, is trust. 1,000,000% trust. If you don't have trust, if you sit there and go, she's out, not with me, is she gonna fuck a guy? Or if that... No.
I have men send me at least once a week. I get 3 dick pics, at least once a week, and I send them.
I have it.
Oh, we have something to talk about. I send them to him at work.
I'm
like, what the fuck is this?
No, we have
really.
one.
Because it's funny to me. I'm
it's
very
not
open.
A dick pic. This guy's in like he's like in one of those really small boy short bathing suits.
Okay, he sends me a message and he writes, wait, let me pull up the message. He was like, hey.
Oh, here it is.
Hey, and then there's a picture attached.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I'm like, I wrote back to him, because I said to Rocky, I'm like, do you want me to open it? Go closer a little bit. It's going. That's the picture I got. Okay. And he wrote, hey. So I say to my husband, of course, when the messages come, before I open them, because when I open them, then a picture will pop up, I'll say to him, do you want me to open it? And he's like, yes. So I open it. I open it and I go, I wrote, why did you send this to me? And I wrote one of those faces that had no mouth and it was just the eyes. And he never wrote back.
Yeah.
But why? What is that man? Like, did you?
And he's like in another country, clearly. Like, that's not an American man.
What did you want? What is that? The eyes. Like, it actually looked a little bit like AJ Real Heel, sorry, but it did kind of look like your face. And I'm like, AJ's trying to get to me through the internet.
It looks like Vinny Chase a little bit.
His face, just like this part, you know. But that's what they do. They send pictures and emails, and I'm going, first of all, you see I'm married. I'm on a marriage podcast with my husband, and they send me going, when your husband leaves, message me. I wrote, of course. And then I sent him the guy's name. And my husband was like, can you stop messaging my wife? She shows me.
The guy apologized to me and then started following me.
Yeah, he did. He was like, I'm so sorry, dude.
You know why he did that? Because he's done it before.
And women have gone.
It's worked. Yeah, of course.
That's why.
Oh, let me tell you, I'm not no fucking.
Shot to him.
I'm not no damn Sally. Hey, I don't do that.
Hey, you don't hit the shots you don't take. That's the whole thing, you know?
You know what, though? I'll even have the guys that will come in and start to talk about my work. Like, ooh, I love your work. Your hair is so awesome. That's so great. You're really sexy. I think you're beautiful. Your husband's very lucky. And my response is, thank you very much, but I don't side talk. This isn't you and me becoming friends. This is our podcast. This is our show. I appreciate you like my work, but I am not interested in you flirting at all. And that's a common thing I have in my copy and paste. I copy it and paste.
The best
for everybody is...
the best is on Twitter. because they'll hit her up on Twitter and then she'll respond, but then attach me to it
every time.
And then I'll be like, "Hey, what's going on here?
Want to be friends?"
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the husband. You know what's up? But it's true. They try to be, and there are some people that
One guy sent her, as she said today.
Yeah.
Remember the picture that you said
Of his dick?
How'd you describe the collage?
Oh my God! It was a fucking poster board for somebody's jailhouse wall.
Yeah, like you know those jailhouse walls where it's a bunch of different naked chicks.
He made a collage though. Come on.
He made a collage.
It's a
No,
collage.
I'm not kidding. He made
It's
a collage.
I'm pulling it up.
Send him a T-shirt or something.
It's a collage, but it's of somebody else, right? But he
We
put
can't
it
show you
under,
guys this.
No, he put it under my picture, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why?"
I just write, "Why would you send this?"
Like, why? What are you doing? This doesn't turn me on.
No one wants this. Like as if she's gonna see those other naked women and go, "Gotta fuck this guy."
That's what he sends me. I'm like, what is it? Your jailhouse fucking poster?
Now that's something like I would send it to Matt. You know what I mean?
And the post he did it on was me saying about our show, and this is what he writes. There's no words.
But that's like something a buddy would send to a buddy. Like, you know, I'd be like, "Hey, Matt, check out this group of naked chick pics." You know?
Right? Why send that to me? Like
I said, like she's gonna be like, "You know what? I'm fucking revved up. Let's fuck, dude. Where are you?"
Interested.
She's gonna say to you, "Honey, I'll be right back.
I'm going to meet with this.
I'm throwing everything away for this guy's collage skills."
And I'll pull the phone and I'm like, I need to tell him. Yeah. He is one sexy motherfucker. One guy sent, I'm not kidding, Matt, I even showed my mom. And I showed all my friends because that's how bad it was. He sent me a picture of his dick, which was about this fucking big. Nice. And the top of it, from here to the head, was bright red.
Like it looked like it was
a rash
infected
on it.
Or something.
And I wrote to him, "Why the fuck would you show anybody this? You need to go see a doctor, bro."
Yeah, like it was not
It was disgusting.
pleasant.
What do you think this is?
I'm like, what are you doing? No, I don't want to touch it.
How often are you sending dick pics?
How often?
I'm proud to say that I have never sent.
Never.
You've never sent a dick pic.
I don't believe it. I have never taken a picture of my shit. That is
Not
the
even
last
to
thing.
your girlfriend, like when she's home? No. I send him tit shots all the time when he's at work.
No, we've done other kind of things, but I mean, no.
Really?
No.
You're like a church man.
What a
no, just not that. I'm not taking a picture of that and sending that out. That's something that someone can save.
I'm with him for almost 8 years. I will send him anything he wants. Anything. Sometimes
I open the phone.
Listen,
and
I've had females send me videos, and that's always much
always
appreciated.
Welcomed, right?
Always welcome. That's great, but you know.
I'm a dirty
That's
fucking
a smart
wife.
move.
I don't care.
If you've never have, I don't believe you. But if you've never have, it's a smart move.
Swear to God. Why
if
would
you're
I?
married, send him titty shots.
Because every guy has. Every guy sent a dick pic here or there.
Because I'm of the mentality, what the fuck is that gonna do?
But some guys,
even if his shit was that long, with no fucking burning red tip, would you have?
Never.
So,
but that's not my man.
But the weird thing is,
but I'm just saying, you're the female representative in this group right now.
The weird thing is,
female representative.
the aggressive just presentation of it. Not only am I going to send it, but I'm pretty much forcing you to look at this because on Twitter and stuff, you're tagged in it, and it's just here's a dick.
You tag your own fucking dick.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, come on.
Yeah, no, they do that
all
the time.
That's
most of the time I would like to do that, but I won't. I don't want to get kicked off the internet. Like I won't re-show them. But some of the pictures, I had a guy send his dick. It was this big. I literally showed my daughter, and we laughed for hours. I went, look how small that fucking thing is.
3-year-old.
It was like, oh my god. No, I showed
kidding,
my 20-year-old. But no, it was like this big, and he kind of was holding it like this, and there was some heavier chick laying on the end of the bed, and he sent a picture of his little peepee and the chick. And I was like, please put that little thing away. And I wrote back, please put that little thing away.
He's showing you that he can make it work.
I don't care. Why do I
care? Context
care?
Clues to
I just got the chills and an itch in my ear. That's how disgusting.
You gotta respect the creativity.
Q-tips time. You know? But so anyway, we got a lot off the subject. But it's good because we're gonna roll right into the next subject. For everybody who's in my room, I'm going to make things very clear. This is in no way, shape, or form anything inappropriate. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to say anything disrespectful in any way. But when I read this, I kind of felt a little uncomfortable, and I'll explain why. So out here on Long Island, there's a town called Port Jeff. And the Port Jefferson Library was deciding to have a book reading, okay? And the book reading was for young toddlers, so it was from 4 to 8. Right? 8 would be a young boy. So this article is telling 4 to 8-year-olds. It's called the the Drag Queen Story Hour. They're bringing children to the Port Jeff Library to read to them about being different and acceptance and how they can do these things and be these people. And I understand the concept if it was 12 to 15-year-olds. But 4 to 8-year-olds, I feel like now you're giving them ideas rather than allowing them to turn into who they are.
That should be something you stumble upon.
It's a little early.
4 to 8, and I'm not kidding. In the article, it's very clear. It's 4 to 8-year-olds. And the person who did the reading was a 45-year-old male piano teacher. Again, I am not at all talking anything. I think that's amazing, and acceptance is super important. That's actually my word, acceptance. It's just I think that the age group was a little bit inappropriate, and I wanted to hear anybody else's opinion on it. I'm going to post it on my Twitter page so everybody can go and read the article as well. But I feel, again, like, you know, we have already this world so many choices and options. And people can be anything they want. And I don't care if you're green, purple, orange, straight, gay, trans, fucking male, female. I don't care who you are. It's how you treat me. That's how I keep you in my life. And I have many friends in all different areas. And I swear to you, I love them all. If my 4-year-old was at the library and there was a grown man dressed as a woman telling her or him, you know, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. I'm not saying they can't do that, but at 4, they're so impressionable. Yeah. I feel like it's almost a little bit, a little bit.
It's like leading.
Yes, like a little bit like pushing. Like you're pushing this on them now. I'm not, again, I don't, if my son was like, I'm gay, and he's 9, if he's like, Mom, I'm gay, fine, I don't give a shit what you are. When you're, you know, when you want to wear what you want, as long as it's appropriate, I don't care. My daughter, Mom, I like girls, I don't care. Do what you want. But don't do it around young, impressionable. I wouldn't be having my daughter make out with her girlfriend in front of Valentina, who's 3 and doesn't understand why. When she's older, I can sit down and say, hey, people decide who they want to be with. It doesn't matter about the sex. You love who you love. But that's not something a 3-year-old's going to go, oh, I get it. Yes, okay, I understand, Mom. That's not what happens.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that you, like, should introduce. I think it should be something, like I said, that they find upon themselves the way we did. You know, it wasn't like, hey, here's the thing. Because I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what they do, but what I'm saying is, having that at such a young age is influential.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Influence. That's the word I was looking for. You're influencing.
So you might just look at that and go, hey, that's pretty neat. You know, I'm 5 years old. That's pretty neat the way they dress up. I kind of dig that. And now, you know, all of a sudden now this kid...
You're getting picked on at school. You're wearing makeup. You don't understand. It's just at this time in age, like, you can't do that and be protected. I'm not at school to protect my children, and I'm not saying I don't want them to be who they are. But there has to be some type of direction. You know?
Yeah, with the age, it's definitely, I agree with that. You know, it should be, that's an older thing. That's a puberty thing.
Right,
you know?
Absolutely.
And I mean, stuff like that. See, like, I don't know how it works. You guys would know better, but I mean, I know that school is now, like, so interactive. You're right. That is the kind of thing that should be at least run by the parents.
Yes.
You know?
Or if this
at
was
almost
now...
any age, really.
Now, listen, if this said 4... gay children wondering, or if this was a group of people who had their own, I think my son might be gay, or I think my daughter might be, you know, like, then but this was at the Port Jeff Library, that Long Island's first kids drag queen story hour. I just feel like it was just too young. And
it's a weird thing to just all of a sudden be like...
everybody else is in the room. You can chime in at any time. I just feel like, you know, at some times you really need to take into consideration the sponges that our children are. You know, that you give them this idea of, you know, you want to be a pilot, you want to be a captain, you want to be a wrestler, you want to be anything you want to be. Yes, we want you to be that. But to put yourself in a position where a 4 or 5-year-old can go to kindergarten and bring his mom's lipstick and put it on, and a 6 or 7-year-old in school will come over and be like, "Why are you wearing lipstick? What are you?" And it turns into now a bullying situation. Mm-hmm. You can't take that right from everybody else to have an opinion on it.
It's the influential thing though, that, like, because they are so young and impressionable that they might be into it for, like, different things that, you know what I'm saying, that they don't have that feeling of I'm a woman. They're just into, like, I like the way the makeup looks.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now you're presenting something to a kid that could possibly fuck with him or fuck him up or whatever the case may be when there was no reason to. Like when you stumble upon it and you go, you know what, I feel like that. That's how I feel.
Right.
You know,
if
when
this
you're
boy was asking for these type of groups or, Mom, I'd like to go to and find out. Yes, of course. But that's when they understand what they are, what they want to be, what they feel. You know, and my nephew, I have a lot of my family, let me just say, a lot of my family is gay. A lot of my family is lesbians. I have a transgender nephew. And I look at everybody and I say, I don't give a shit what you are as long as you're a respectful person. And that's the truth, okay?
Yeah.
But my nephew is going to be 13 years old. And he can say, I feel this way. You know, a kid who's 9 or 7 or even 8 or 6. You're going to go, Mommy, I want to be this way. And you're going to go, okay, sweetheart, but in time you'll understand. You'll be this way when you're older. This is like something you deal with, again, during puberty.
Well, I think it's like also, you know, like if the kid comes to you, the parent, and says, I want to be this, and you can ask the kid why.
Right.
And their answer at 13 is going to be a lot different than their answer at 4 saying, well, because they showed it at the library.
Right,
Yeah.
because he was wearing the wig, why can't I wear a wig? And again, it's not saying that this isn't something that people can do. Please do it and love it, and I appreciate all of you for being
I
different.
actually support it.
Exactly. I am 100% a
Yeah.
supporter, and you know, it's the truth. My sister will say, she's in the room, I am 100% a supporter of what it is.
But it's like showing a 4-year-old a gun. You know what I mean? It's very enticing. You know, like, of course I want to see that. Of course I want to be a part of that. So that look to some kids might be very enticing and be like, you know, like it could, no offense to them, some of them look like circus clowns. So they might go, hey, that's a circus clown. I want to be one of those. Except this one wears a wig and a pretty dress. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, in a 4-year-old's head, that might be the way they think. I'm not saying you look like a circus clown. Again, I'm not trying to be offensive to any trans or drag queens, whatever the case may be. But you have to think of a young mind, and a young mind thinks that of just dumb, random shit like that.
Of course. And again, they're not looking at it going, oh, this is what... They're looking at it going, this is funny, I want to wear it, or this is cool, I want to wear it. They don't even know what they're doing to themselves as far as what, you know, what's out there.
How does something like that even get approved to be in a library?
2019 America, that's how,
you know,
man.
I mean, that's crazy to me. Like,
Port Jeff's
I remember
library.
the library when we were younger. I mean, I wasn't
There'd be like
there.
a character, maybe.
But
you know, Snoopy would come. Now they got RuPaul
reading the book or something like that. Nothing like this.
No, this is, you know, a little much. It's a little much for a children's reading session. And like, here, this goes back to something that, all right, they're fine with that. But I remember a few years ago, I don't remember the porn star, but there was a female porn star who wanted to read books at an elementary school. And the parents had a fucking fit.
Oh, well, I didn't know what their husbands buy, though. That's why.
No, but either way, like, what's the difference? She wants to just read to children. Like, you know, it's not like she's trying to fuck the children. What is the difference what she does for a living? But this person, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying it's fine for both of them. Don't get me wrong. But not at the fucking age of... And again, you don't introduce the girl that's a porn star and go, by the way, kids, she fucks for a living. If you don't know what fucking is, that's when you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
they have no idea. She's just a woman reading a book.
Yeah, we just have a special guest today, you know, and don't even use her real name. If she wants to just, you know, lend her time to reading to children, who gives a shit?
This is the lines of, I'm not personally somebody who gets offended often, and I'm not offended at all. But if my 3-year-old and I walked into the book library, and he was sitting there, and she said to me, why does she look like a boy? Because she won't even understand. Why does she look like a boy? And I say to her, well, that is a boy, and sometimes he likes to dress up as a woman. My daughter would go, okay, because that's really how our house is. Valentina would not have any quarrel about it. We are very, very, very educating to our children, and I have 3 children, 3 age brackets. So we talk about everything as a family, but someone else who has a 3-year-old, or if my sister Desiree, she's the one that actually told me about this, she has a 4-year-old and 2 other boys, you know, one's a wrestling captain. They're good boys. They go to Port Jeff. And she's like, if I would have walked in and nobody had said to me, hey, look, we're having this reading, I would have felt uncomfortable because I wouldn't know where to start with my 4-year-old. Like my other 2, they're in the world, they know it. And Billy was standing, he goes, yeah, you know, whatever it is, what it is. But for Thomas, who would look and go, oh my God, and he'll laugh, he might make that guy feel bad. And then she's got to explain. Like, this is not... I don't think that it's right to actually do that in that kind of area. Unless it was a closed group.
Well, you know, explaining things to your kids is what's necessary. It's like that Boy Scout Girl Scout thing. You know, like, parents need to say to their kids, if their little girl says, you know, I want to be in a Boy Scout. To me, a good parent says, No, you can't be in the Boy
That's for
Scouts
the boys.
because you're a girl. You go into Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be this whole big thing. Just being open and honest with your kids.
Well, everybody has to get a turn, Matt.
I
Everybody
agree
has to
with-
get a
I agree
turn.
with that. I actually
You
heard
know.
you guys talking about that before. I do agree that Boy Scouts should be Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts should be Girl Scouts because they do different things. You don't want them sleeping next to each other when they get to the 11 to 15 area. They're experimenting. I agree. If there was a boy who was completely feminine and was uncomfortable with boys, I would understand him being with the girls in the group but using the men's
See, you know what?
stuff,
You know what
sleeping
they
with the
should've done?
boys.
You know what they should have done?
No, you can't have that kid sleep with the boys.
Make a third.
You think that what do you mean?
Oh, he'd get picked
Scouts.
on relentlessly.
Scouts.
You heard us.
All
We were
right,
talking
so-
about Scouts.
Oh, okay.
Have
No
Boy
name.
Scouts, Girl Scouts, and Scouts.
And
make
Yeah.
the Scouts for
And-
parents that are okay with their little girls going off and sleeping with
Yeah.
young boys, and for the kids who are unsure.
Yeah,
of where
have
they
a
stand.
third option
Have a third
instead
option.
of crossing
Don't
over.
take it away from what
No, but
you
they
know?
only take away from the boy things. That's my problem. Like, only the boy things get taken away. Women are allowed to have their clubs and their gatherings, and it's fine. But if men do it, it's like, we can do it too, and now we want to invade your thing. And it's like, why? Why? We just want to have a pool club.
But there are
You know
some
what I
girls
mean?
that are,
Like-
but there are some girls that are boyish and tomboyish and like to do boy sports and things like that. I think that that's all right. I don't think they necessarily have to change everything because
So
of that
here's
one
the
person.
thing. You find more girls like you because there are more like that out there, and do your own club. How about that?
Well, think about it, right? Think about it. Let's say you have a girl who's a complete tomboy, right?
Yeah.
But she's a girl, calls herself a girl. She, let's just say we live in a world where she could join the Boy Scouts. She's the only girl in there. Think about that girl's father on their first camping trip.
Yeah.
I mean, that father is not going to be.
And you know what? Not for nothing. A lot of the times, the tomboy girl, when you start hanging out with her long enough, you start looking at her going, you know what? She's kind of cute.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
You know,
of course you do. Yeah, she's
that's
cool.
always
She
a
does
part.
this,
So,
she
but
does that.
but that's the deadliest part because now you have
and that father
15
knows that
boys
too.
doing
that
that.
father knows that too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this isn't a positive. I'm saying this is a bad
No,
thing.
it's not. It's not, right? You sure?
Because I'm telling you, 10 out of 10 times
Hey,
we
they
had
never
that
did that when I
tomboy
was
chick,
younger.
and all of us were like, yo, she's kind of looking kind of cute, you know?
Hey, that never
Always
happened
ends
to
up
me.
being cute.
Well, it did in the later age, babe. Let's go to a little bit of a lighthearted story real quick because we only got 13 minutes left, and I think we can all appreciate this story. Hold on, Matt. This one's going to hurt even to hear. A Randy man has told how he heard a loud crack while he was having sex when his penis snapped in half.
Oh my fucking god.
Wait, Matt, because we have descriptions. Sean Marston, 48, was getting frisky with girlfriend Louise Gray, 36. Good for him, 12 years younger. I like to see that.
Oh my god.
When he slipped and heard his manhood snap. Now, I've heard of this. So apparently, you're really into it. Girls
Right.
on top. Maybe she gets a little too rambunctious. Maybe you're not a little equipped as she thought. She gets up,
Too high.
goes to go back down, catches it, and it goes and there's a pop.
Oh
And
my
your dick.
fucking...
Now, they describe it as the penis swelled up with blood until it was the size of a bottle of wine. I've also heard eggplant used.
Oh my
I'm
god.
going to go ahead and assume that this has never happened to you.
No.
Could you imagine?
No.
Could
Hearing
you
this
imagine?
story, I
Oh my
cringe and
God,
go,
yeah.
oh.
You know what? There's been times though that me and him are going at it, and sometimes he'll get too frisky and he'll like go to the side. I'm like, fuck! Like he'll hit
Yeah,
the wall,
and we've stubbed
and
it
we
a
back.
couple of times.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
back up. You know,
Over
we.
career, Jesus.
But if that happens, like, first of all, now you have to live with this because, you have to go in public and say, I broke my dick.
I broke
You
my
know, not
dick.
public, but
Now,
you at
does
least have
that
to show up
heal?
to the hospital. What?
Does that heal?
I believe it does, but sometimes there's a crook or sometimes there's a
Oh
bend.
my god.
Here, let's go. He slipped and heard his manhood snap. He writhed around in excruciating pain while his bent penis swelled up with blood until it was the size of a wine bottle. Horrified, Gray called for an ambulance and he was taken to the hospital where surgeons operated. I never in my life want to hear we have to operate on your penis. Ever. Kill me, please. Just kill me. I don't want that ever. Where he was taken to the hospital where surgeons operated to repair the penile fracture and torn urethra. That's where you pee out of, right? That's where you pee out of. Oh, that's not good. Bruised Marston was sent home with strong painkillers after a night in the hospital and told not to have sex until the end of the month. Not only not to have sex, you can't get a hard-on.
Oh my.
How do you wake up in the morning? Wait a minute, but
hopefully.
he was walking along
Do you
and
wake up with a
slipped and
hard
fell?
on still?
Sometimes, very rarely.
Yeah, I think it's
Very
older,
rarely.
It kind of ties down.
Yeah, and he's
with a hard
40
on?
something.
Well, first of all, he is substantially older. Than
4
me.
years.
And when they-
Oh wait, how old are you?
He's substantially
4 years.
So he basically. So
Yeah.
you wake up every day with a hard on.
You know what it is?
I don't know about every day, but yeah,
So
it's
it's
pretty
an every-
frequent.
He's
yeah.
still got that freshman mentality. He looks up to me, scared of me. He's not
Oh
sure,
my God.
you know.
Should I be interested? Yeah, she's interested. I don't know if I'm interested anymore. Then I
But
want
wait
to
a
be
minute.
Height
interested.
joke. Good
Wait,
one.
this guy was.
I got it.
This guy was walking down the street, slipped and fell. Is that how the story started, or was he having sex?
No, he was
He
having
was
sex.
fucking.
Okay, because I heard
He slipped and fell.
No, he slipped while fucking.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
Wait, how wet was she?
All right, but here's the thing.
Squirter.
Now
I'll
here's
let
this.
it know because that thing would have slipped.
Here's this fucking dummy. He ignored the advice of the doctors and had sex with Gray just 3 weeks later, admitting he couldn't resist the urge to satisfy his sky-high sex drive. Gray, a painter and decorator from wherever, said he was nervous, about getting steamy again, but the couple are relieved to find out Marston can still perform in the bedroom. I heard it snap, and I said to Louise straight away that something was wrong. I grabbed a hold of it, and it just grew and grew. I didn't think it was going to stop. It went to the size of a wine bottle. It was beyond my control and scared me to death.
Oh my God.
The pain was on the off the scale. It was really excruciating. It came in waves. I could actually see where it had broken and snapped.
I can't.
I knew that I had to go to the hospital. After he fractured the manhood, Marston said he sat up in bed and watched in horror as bent penis filled up with blood. We got that part. They gave him morphine, numb the pain. A
That's
penile
gotta be blue balls
fracture.
times a million. Imagine that pressure of
And there's
blood.
no way in 3 weeks he was good.
Oh God, I can't.
He was fitted with a temporary catheter connected to his bladder from his groin. His penis was wrapped in bandages, and a plastic rod was placed down the shaft.
Oh, they put it in urethra.
To ensure the muscle repaired straight and not crooked. Grace said he feels traumatized and she feels traumatized and guilty. Yeah, how do you keep fucking him after that? I don't want that to happen again.
I don't want to break
Sorry,
it. Wait.
I was in complete
Don't
shock.
go in a
And
circle.
then when you look at the dick, all you can think about is this big blown up fucking.
Could she lick it again? Like, looking at it.
I could see the break and could see it was broken. It was extremely traumatic, and he really has struggled with it. I didn't even think it was possible for a penis to snap. I felt so bad. I felt guilty and still feel guilty because I thought I was responsible. He's been in so much pain and has been. It's awful to see.
It's awful to see his penis or him in pain.
Dude, first of all, look at this couple. Love it.
Oh,
Love it.
wait a
She
minute.
was fucking going ham.
She was like.
She was going ham. She is substantially taller than this
Do
gentleman.
you think? Wait a minute. Let's think for a second. He said it was during sex. Do you think he fucked up and she fucking snapped it?
No,
She
no.
grabbed the head and
I
cracked
think
it.
she's got that big girl. They got that weird big girl, small guy fetish, and when they fuck, she fucks him hard. You know what I mean? Because she's got that size on him. Usually it's the guy that's fucking smashing. You know what I mean?
Now, you know there's that weird thing where really skinny guys go after really big
Yeah,
women, so-
and they
They
dig
kind of
it.
just shove their whole body in there, and they're like,
Imagine so, yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she was fucking just slamming it on like, you little motherfucker, and just came out and bang, snapped.
that is really, really, really horrible. That's really horrible.
That is the worst
But
thing.
you know what? It serves him right. If that happens again, I swear it serves him right.
Serves him right.
3 weeks later to go right back in there, not even wait the full month.
Yeah, I would have
Get the
waited.
fuck
I mean,
outta
you
here.
gotta wait.
Get the fuck.
You gotta wait.
You sent me this one, right?
Go.
Oh, no, I actually found this one. This one's fucking hilarious. And honestly, the thought that goes through every guy that's getting or going through a divorce. Husband charged with murdering wife. His quote, "I don't have to worry about a divorce now."
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nice.
And I don't even need to read the rest of the story
Nice.
because, this woman pushed this guy's buttons to no fucking end.
Wait, what? So she pushed his buttons enough to kill her.
I'm not saying it's
Something
justified. I'm not saying it's right.
Right.
I'm saying I understand.
Well, I don't understand.
I understand because I've been to a point where I'm not a violent person, fortunately, where the thought goes through my head where I'm like, I wish I could just kill her, you know?
Wait, what?
Not you, babe.
Oh.
Not you.
Fuck that.
Stop.
Trust me, I thought about
But
that with you too. I'm
Matt,
not
for
gonna
real
lie.
though, right?
I've thank the Lord has never had this happen to me, but I've seen women to their boyfriends or husbands do that. I mean, almost like
Where they're
repeatedly
almost poking them.
They're pushing them. The guy was at the edge.
And they have restraint like a
and
motherfucker.
yes,
I
the
do
people
not
that
agree
I'm
with
around,
this at all.
the
I
people I'm
think
around
Bullshit.
show
The
restraint.
excuse
And girls
is
So you
know
get
when
one of
they're
those
doing it.
psychopaths. Yeah.
Girls know when they're doing it and they get off on it. They're like, oh, I got this motherfucker now. So now I'm just going to keep doing that thing that he said he don't like until he fucking snaps. Because then he looks like the bad guy. Once the guy finally blows up, no matter the circumstance, the situation,
this
nothing.
Is now turning into a new conversation because when you say these things, I'm wondering, is that what you think when we argue?
Never with you, babe.
Don't be fresh.
Never.
No,
I'm
for
not.
real.
Never.
I know that there are times where I can push. My pushing is I want to talk about it and you want to walk away.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get that point. But I want to make sure that you're not generalizing
No.
women.
I'm
Because I'm not. I am the do-all.
Again, most women. There are circumstances, and again, it's not just my wife. I've had other girls that don't do that. You know what I mean? But there's those women out there that are like, and then you're like, you better fucking stop. I'm telling you, stop. And he has restraint.
One of the most annoying noises I've ever heard.
Well, exactly, and that's what the fucking noise a guy hear when that
Why
woman's doing that.
Why is there so many deleted comments? Are there real assholes in the world?
Yeah.
Like, why? There's so many people with deleted stuff. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. But anyway, I don't think that's an excuse to kill somebody. If that was the case, I mean, you could have really just, if you couldn't control yourself, slapped the shit out of her and left. You had to kill her. You had to take her life.
Yeah.
Now you're a dick, bro. Like, who has a right to take someone's life? Nobody has a right.
No, that I agree with, obviously.
Something wrong with
but,
that guy to begin with.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's certain women out there, the way they fucking prod you, where you're like, if I wasn't a man, I would fucking...
I say the same thing with children, okay?
You know what
there
I mean?
are times
exactly.
when my
you
children...
know, when your children stress you out to no end.
They have me to the point where I'm like, if I don't go in my room and scream, I'm going to hit one. And I would never hit my children. I have never laid my fingers. I came from a very physical home. I would never do that. But I look at my children and go, do you want it? Because I'm going to go, and I go in my room and I scream. I'll call them at work like, ah! And I'm like, I hit the wall. My Scentsy fucking wax goes across the room. But I'm in my room and the door is shut and they're not around me. But there are times I look at my kids and go, do you want me to go crazy? Like, fuck, you know?
Well, that's how you have to equate it. And
but
men,
I would never kill somebody.
But men, there's men out there that have women that can trigger that same type of thing into them. And I'm not saying what he did was right. I'm saying that I can understand the mind state of this man. Now, he had a lapse in judgment, and I bet you if he was in that same situation 9 out of 10 times, he probably wouldn't have killed the person. Because this is something built up. They're getting a divorce also.
Yeah, that comment shows that he snapped at some point.
Yeah, but they're getting a divorce also. So now she's got the upper hand, too, where she's like, motherfucker, I want this, bad, you're fucking you're paying for my lawyer.
Jail now?
You know, absolutely, for life. It's cold-blooded murder. Again,
he chose jail over losing.
Again,
he's like,
piece
I killed
of
her, she pissed
garbage.
me off.
But I bet you the feeling of going, you ain't getting shit. You know what I mean? That feeling for a second in him was like, I
pushed
won.
The dresser, Kay.
I won.
Goes
you know?
You remember the Tony line? You're entitled to shit.
That's one of my favorite. When I was going through my divorce, that line ran through my fucking head.
Well, that was different. You were married for a year and a half with that bitch, and it was a fucking nightmare the entire time you were together. You were never in love. So when she went after your shit, you were like, bitch, you haven't fucked me in a year. I'm going to give you my fucking house. You know, like, it's a true story. And I'm not trying to throw my husband's business out there.
You kind of are, so in case, you know.
I don't care.
I know what you're saying, though.
I'm saying, like, that you're in a situation where you weren't even in the marriage. How do you deserve this? So I don't know what their relationship was, but if she was that kind of wife, yes, you wouldn't get much. But she didn't get much. If you would have went through court, like, he took her life. Yeah. You know, if he would have killed his ex-wife, like, I mean, you don't fucking take someone's life because they piss you off. You leave them.
No,
Bye.
but some men, like, you've seen me do it, but I'm just not violent to the point where I'm hitting people. But you've seen me snap where it's like, you motherfucker. And some guys snap to the point where they become violent. And it's a blackout moment. I'm not saying it's good, it's right, it's completely wrong, and men should learn to control this. And for the most part, I have. But there's some men that can't control it, and after years and years of nagging and fucking, you take out the garbage, for fucking years. Because that's what it is,
If your wife
though.
sounds like that, please get a divorce.
But that's what it is. No, even if she doesn't, it becomes that, is what I'm saying. The voice out of her fucking mouth could be angelic to everybody else, but to you, you go, oh, you shut the fuck up. And that becomes enraging. Yeah. No, but if you, and again, if you're it's your own fault. You've let your life get up to this point,
It's all about the individual person as a person. Like, you're probably not the woman who's going to poke and prod him to the point
sometimes, but very rarely.
Only to speak. Only to speak.
But not like that woman. Probably.
No. That woman is on another level. That's
what
I'm saying.
I don't call him names. I don't curse at him. We don't fight
sure
like that.
If he was in a really bad tone and said, "Stop." Leave me
she
alone.
does.
Well, he'll walk out, or I'll walk out. We walk away from each other. We take a break. There is when he gets to that point, I'm like, go in the fucking room, and I'm going in this fucking room. But we've never got to the point where it's like, fuck. I have never told my husband, fuck you. Never. I've never said, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. I've never said these things to my husband ever in almost 8 years, 7 years, and he's never done that to me. There's a respect there. But we fight fair. Yeah, you're really fucking annoying right now. That's different than saying go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? So there's ways to talk to people. There's ways to work out. If you don't work, get out of the relationship. Go jerk off. Go be with yourself. There's no reason for the drama. Like, people get so stuck up in, I'm going to stay for the children. Well, now you're making things fucking worse because your kids see you miserable. I'm not for that. I'm more for, like, do what you have to do. When we fight, and I tell them when we fight, we argue, it's never with my children standing there. They're not in the room when we argue. We'll argue.
Hear it, though, because I'm a yeller.
Yeah, we're both yellers. But we'll yell, and I'll tell my children to come downstairs. We tell our kids, we have disagreements. We are married. Doesn't mean that we're over. Yeah. And after 8 months, sometimes being around him every day, I'm like, you're really fucking annoying me. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, well, you're annoying me. No, so it just happens.
And that's one thing you have to do, because the kids, they get all like, oh my God, they get worried. And we always tell them, like, dude, adults have fights, you know what I mean? Like, when you grow up, you'll understand, especially married couples, or if you're in a relationship.
Conversation is key.
It's key. You're going to have a fight with your spouse or whoever. It's normal, Like, I understand, it's uneasy for you guys to hear, you know what I mean? But don't get it in your head that everything's crumbling either. You know what I mean? Like, we're good.
Well, that's the thing.
We're big
just
on
talking
it.
to him,
we're
explaining
big on
things.
And he'll say to me, like, you better go talk to your daughter. She's really upset. I'll look at him and go, you better talk to your son. He's upset you're yelling and screaming at me. So we damage control. So then we'll talk to our children together. Look, we'll fight. But don't you ever think we're going anywhere.
Oh, I'm a Danny Tanner motherfucker after a fight.
Yeah, it's the truth. Then he'd sit down with what we do. Because, I mean, my parents didn't fight in front of us at all. But my dad was a hard fucking man. And, of course, I respect and love him. But he was a hard dad. So I get defensive a lot with our children. And when we're arguing, I'll tell him, like, knock it off. Because you're scaring them. Or you're getting them. And he'll be like, I can be a dad. We have those moments, but in the end, we are a group, we are a dynamic, and there is no breaking it. So we can get through these moments and go, you know what?
I look at that like the 300. We're Leonidas in the 300, and they're fucking Xerxes. They have all the power. They don't know it. They have all the power.
So why don't you ask your wife to find a woman just like her.
Good luck.
For you?
For me.
Chef Carl,
I mean, it's enough already.
He asked me to do the same thing, and it's not easy. You know what the difference is, though, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not saying I'm the best, I'm not the prettiest, I'm not the best, but I come from a Puerto Rican Italian family. We were very tight-knit. What happened here, we dealt with here. My dad had no problem knocking the shit out of us if we fucked around. My mom had no problem taking things. They were very legit. And in the 80s, you got slapped by your parents. CPS didn't fucking exist.
You know what the best thing is, too? She's old school.
I'm very old school.
Like, she's old school... Italian part, old school, where I'll sit at the table, she brings me my plate, my drink, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that in like an arrogant way, like, good, bitch, go get my shit. I'm saying in a way that,
He's at work
I work all day, she knows that, you know what I mean? I come home and she respects that fact and goes, you know what, here's your food,
house
you know
is
what
clean,
I mean?
Laundry's done. The only time I ask him to help me is on Saturdays because I work in the salon all day.
So I'll vacuum and mop.
He'll vacuum and mop. Well, Anna will do the laundry. They all help me on Saturdays and Sundays. But during the week, I'll have 1 or 2 clients here and there. But he's up every day at 6 in the fucking morning. 7 in the morning. Comes home at 5:15 and has a stressful job. Yeah. So the dinner's done, the house is clean, laundry's done, the J's rolled, everybody's good. And I'm like that though because I watched my mom serve my father and my father do the dishes and then my mother go to the yoga.
You even hear in public the way I talk about her. Like most guys will be like, my wife this, my wife that. Every now and then I'll complain and be like, she's breaking my balls about this, but it's like something stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah. But for the most part, when people, I'm like, I got no beefs with my wife. My wife's awesome. And you've heard me say it how many times?
You don't have to sell me, okay?
I'm not selling you. I'm just...
what I'm also trying to say is it's like a lottery. You have the chance of finding a girl this compatible and that works. It's so fucking rare because I've been through dozens. You know what I mean? And I found one finally, and it just clicked. Like, there was no way to make it work. It just clicked, and then we made it, figure it out, the rest of it after.
Yeah. Listen, I've told you guys plenty of times that, you have a great thing, and no joke. I say those kind of things to you because I mean it, and and it's not the little things like the plates and stuff like that. It's the deeper things that I see and stuff like that. But listen, you don't have to sell me. There was one time when he was on the phone with you or whatever, and I think I heard you at the end say something, roll the J for you, it's in the ashtray outside the front door.
Yeah. So, it's ready when he comes home.
Right there.
Like
that's a kind of nice little thing,
No, dude, every morning when she makes my coffee, I have a note that she writes. A new note every morning with this nice little love letter, you know what I mean? Every morning. My coffee's set up, the little love note, everything. Every morning. With my vitamin.
Well, he has to have a vitamin. He won't take it unless I put it. So I put it in the cap of his coffee cup. He'll take the vitamin in the sink and then have his coffee. It's ready. You just got to push the button. In the morning, though, that 5 minutes saves him so much. And I'm in bed sleeping, curled up, fucking cuddly, and he's out there getting ready for the snow and going to work. I appreciate that stuff. My mom never had to worry, like I don't have to worry about my lights or my house or I don't have to worry. I work, yes, and I contribute. I pay bills. I do very well, but if I didn't, my husband's got it, so I do that. The girls these days are fed since they're born. They have cars given to them at graduation. Their parents do so when they come out, they're like, I don't cook. 90% of people I know don't cook. And I'm like, what kind of wife, mom, mother, what do you do?
Matt,
I order, I do this, question. I do that. It's a terrible thing.
Let me ask you this question. Now, you see that machine behind you? Mm-hmm. It costs a few G's, okay? How many wives do you know in this situation, because this is how it went down? Babe, I seen an arcade machine, but we could just pay it off monthly. I'm going to get it. It's a few G's. All right, whatever you want to do. No,
because you guys are secure and...
No, but how many wives, even if they're secure or anything, are going to be like, oh yeah, spend a few $1,000s on an arcade machine because we need that. You know what I mean? But she knows that will make me happy.
Right.
And it's in return as well. When she goes, I want this makes me happy. I go, yeah, great, let's do that.
It comes to my salon,
Yeah.
But see, that's what I'm talking about with what you guys have. Like, for real, like, that's a respect and when I say, secure, it's in who you are and your relationship and your finances, and that kind of thing. Like obviously, if you guys were broke and you're scraping money together every night for dinner,
fight a
and
lot
you said
more.
That, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's what I want. Is that mutual respect.
And here's the thing, too.
If something's going to make you happy, we got the money. Go
We're not loaded,
you
know what I mean? It's not like, fat cats over here. We live almost week to week, almost, But
we don't have debt either.
But we don't have debt and nothing like that. So, we're very, on a good playing field. But again,
why not have it though?
Most of the married guys that
save a little, but enjoy yourself.
Most of the married guys that you work with, if they go on a random whim, hey, I'm gonna drop a few G's on a arcade machine.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Gaming, especially gaming, a lot of women have a problem with that. My husband came home and he was like, so look, there is this thing. And I'm like, what? And he was like, it's a VR.
Oh, the VR.
I'm not kidding. And now, at this point now, my husband will tell you, I don't buy pocketbooks, I don't buy jewelry, I don't buy clothes, I don't buy sneakers, I don't go shopping ever. If I don't have to go to a fucking store, I'm a happy camper. I don't care. I don't really go to get, when I want to go out, if I want to dress, of course I got to dress.
You know what, though?
Wait. If I want something,
I was about to compliment you.
If I want something, of course I can have it. But I'm not a materialistic person. I'm a logical person. Do I like a beautiful pair of earrings for Christmas? I sure fucking do. But I would like more or less to go on a vacation with him somewhere. Right. So I'm not like, don't give me a fucking $700 pocketbook that'll sit in my goddamn house. I never even drive.
Yeah.
Like, where do I go? I am a lucky motherfucker.
Let's go to Vegas, Jamaica. Let's do
Yeah, I'd rather do stuff like that. But when it comes to him, he goes, I know my husband loves to game. I knew he loved it when I met him. When we were fucking kids, I knew he loved to game. So when he said to me, babe, and I'm not kidding, we were not broke, we're not on the balls of our ass, but we really didn't have the extra.
We were on the couch, and I was discussing it with Anna.
And he looks at me and he was like, I really would love to get the VR system. It was at that time like $6.99.
No, it was $5.90. It was $4.99, and then you got to get games, and so it came out to about almost $600 altogether.
No, $700 on that.
Yeah, it was $700 actually. And I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm looking. Me and Anna are going. I go, yo, GameStop got one, and it's right when it came out. I'm like, what do you think? She's like, oh, we should get it. So I look at Jess, and I go, babe, how would you feel if I spend like $500, $600, $700 right now? And she's like, on what? And I'm like, well, GameStop up the road's got the VR, and I want to go pick it up. She's like, all right, yeah, go get it.
I don't have any credit cards, not one. He's got the GameStop, the Express, and the card. Like, we have a card. We have a credit card. I don't have any credit cards. Yeah. I don't need it. If I have cash in my pocket, I'll get it 90% of the time. If I don't have my cash in my pocket, I don't get it. Because I didn't earn to get it right now. That's my parents just raised us that way. But he pays the bills.
You've never laid it out that way.
He pays the bills. He pays all of his credit card bills. I don't see him. You want that, baby, you fucking get it. It's $20 a fucking month. You want it, get it. You want that, get it. My husband don't go to clubs. He don't go to bars. He don't go to strip clubs. He don't fucking do drugs. He don't hang out with his boys. When he hangs out with boys, it's with us. Like, we are... Okay. So if you want fucking video games, get the goddamn... Women will fight. Why are you playing? The only time I have ever talked to him about playing a game is when he gets something new and he's on it for like a week. And then I'm like, all right, I don't want to watch this anymore. So I'm going to go in the room and watch TV. And at that, I won't even say turn it off. I'm going to go in the room and watch TV. And he'll go, no, I'll turn it off. But that's my way of saying, I've had enough of watching you run in circles in a fucking jungle, dude. You know?
She was talking shit about our motorcycle club.
You got motorcycle club on Grand Theft Auto sucks, asshole, bro. Okay? Anyway.
It's kind of fun.
It sucks. And he was like, oh my God, Matt plays Grand Theft Auto. What a jerk off. And then he's playing. I go, didn't you make fun of Matt? He goes, yeah, but he convinced me.
I'll give it to him.
He convinced me.
Very reluctant.
Yeah, I was. I fought it tooth and nail, but then he finally convinced me. No, what it was, he didn't convince me. I was going through the sale, and it was $14.99.
I love how late we are right now. This is awesome.
So $14.99, I'm like, all right, fuck it, for $14.99, because if I had to pay like full price for it, or even like $40, you know what I mean? I'd be like, nah, it's not worth it. But for $15, and Grand Theft Auto, if I play the story alone, is worth $15.
You did quit violently.
No, but you know.
Enough video game talk, guys. Fuck. No, but for real though, and that's what it is. I appreciate that. You know.
I understand.
Can we get up to other things? Because I want to go upstairs and relax.
Yeah, you want to wrap it up,
I do want to wrap it up.
So
there
wrap
are a couple things I want to say.
Show.
First of all, I want to throw out there, everybody knows that I do hair and I have a salon, so I want to throw out there the company Zotos Professional. I don't know if anybody does color. If you're in a salon, if you're not in a salon, if you're professional, you're not professional. Sally's carries this color line. Not only has this company sponsored me in many ways, including sending me over 60 tubes of color. 60 tubes of color in about 6 months. They took me to lunch. They had me out there, and I'm just a stylist saying age beautiful when I post my work, and they were showing appreciation. I want to give a fucking bigs up to Zotos Professional, Jody, Kelly, and Stephanie. All three of them. I had a free color class for nothing, just for using their product. That is a company that deserves a hello. You're fucking amazing. That's for one. Number two, I want to talk about Christine. Don't forget, Strength and Sparkle on Twitter, strengthandsparkle.com for the unique. And everybody sees my makeup and they always go, your mascara is off the hook. This girl has amazing, it's unique makeup. You guys got to check it out. You can go to my Twitter, JRABBIT55. Don't forget my husband, ROK Super Ugly. If you don't follow him, then I won't follow you. And that's the rules. Hit us up on superuglyshow.com for any merchandise. We have leggings, hoodies. We have phone cases with me in a bikini. You don't want to fucking miss it. Stickers for your bumper. You want it. Check it out. And I want to throw out, of course, Carl, even though he didn't fucking call again. He's too cool for me. Obi Radio always retweets you out, so I love Obi Radio.
Even did it today.
Let's squeeze that out. I'm throwing out Copycat, because he's working on a new intro for me. We fucking love you.
Copycat's the man.
Every one of my fans who's in this room, you guys are amazing. I love all of you, and you know that it's really important that you know I'm here because you're here, and I love that. So if that's...
And Super Ugly Show, of course. You guys, if you're only watching This Is Life, we're on at 7:30 p.m. right before this show, Eastern Standard Time.
And
so
Matt,
you should
let's
come
hear
check
from
us
Matt.
out.
He was a fucking great...
2 for 2 killed the
My
show.
pleasure.
My
pleasure,
I
guys.
swear to God, I'm going to harass you. Text message. You want to come this week? You want to come this week?
Babe, and you know what it is,
I'll cook you dinner, motherfucker.
He did back-to-backs, and I've been, you can ask him, for years. I go, Matt, just come and do the podcast. It'll be a good time. Matt, come and do the podcast. It's
Usually
been
I
years.
cook, too.
Matt,
Rich, you
Matt.
will eat with us. You eat with
No,
us.
here's the thing.
Listen, I told you what I'm looking for. Okay.
All right, so cook.
Happens to be female. All
All right.
That's all.
Matt,
I put the search
in
on.
March,
He's
I've been
single,
doing this 4
lady.
years.
Yes, at Sally's K.
So
Sally's,
it's been a
called
couple years.
Age
In March, I've been
Beautiful.
doing this 4 years.
It's by Zotos Professional. It's one of the best hair colors actually I've ever used. And if you go onto my Instagram or my actually I don't know if you have Instagram. I'll email you because Kay, I'll give it to you. But if you go to my Instagram, I have not only photos but pictures and things and videos of what they've done for me. They're an amazing company. So I'm spreading that out there. And everybody who's been here is new. Come back again. Check us out. Periscope JRabbit55, and I'll see you next fucking Tuesday. Bye.